Okay, so in the previous video, we were looking at this example and we kind of got stuck in the previous video. So just now read to this question. So the first step again is to check that we're given that events E and F are independent. So that's going to be our first step. So since we're given these two, they are independent, we know that's going to be probability of E and F will be probability of E times probability of F, which will be X times Y, XY. So you saw in the previous example, previous video, I made a mistake. I made this to be both Y, which was not right. So we're given that. But you're also given this probability of E and F is equal to 1 over 3. We're given that. So we're asked to show this. And if you look at this, it only has Y. There's no X here. So this hints us that you must solve for Y, must be left with Y only. And one way to do that is to equate these two, because they are both probabilities of E and F. So it's going to be XY is equal to 1 over 3. And you're going to solve for X. And you find that X is equal to 1 over 3Y. Why? Because we want to substitute X in our next equation and be left with everything that has Y only and not have X. So we've used these two given information. Now we haven't used this probability of E or F. Like I said, if they give you probability of E, probability of A or B, that hints you to use the addition rule formula, which says probability of E or F, in this case probability of E plus probability of F as probability of E and F. And probability of A or F, of E or F, was given as 9 over 10. And then probability of E was given as X. Probability of Y was given as, probability of F was given as Y, and probability of E and F we can choose to use this number 1 over 3. But now we said X is this value. So substitute X, so it's going to be left with Y only, because that's what they have in this. What you're trying to prove, it only has got Y in it. So it will be 1 over 3Y, that was X. Then you've got that plus Y minus 1 over 3. Too many fractions here, too many fractions. But you're going to multiply by the LCD throughout, which is just 3Y times 10. So multiply by 3Y times 10 both sides. It's going to be 30Y. So we have 9 over 10 here. We've got 1 over 3Y plus Y minus 1 over 3. So we're going to multiply these by 10 times 3Y. 10 times 3Y times 10 times 3Y times 10 times 3Y, because it's going to be our technique to calculate the fractions. You could do it step by step. Let's multiply by 10 throughout on both sides, then the next step multiply by 3Y, but I choose to do it in one step because it saves time. So here we will get that these two will cancel out, so we'll be left with 3 times 9, which would be 18, and then it would be 27. So we'll have 27 here, equal to 3 and 3 will cancel, 3 and 3 will cancel, we'll be left with 10 here, and then here we'll be left with 10 times 3Y times Y, it's gonna be 30 Y squared, which we have here, good news. And then we've got minus 10 y here. Okay, we're close. So we've got 30y squared here, and then 10 by that, it's gonna give us 27 37. So oh no, this was 27y, this one, because 10 and 10, because that's what we're left with 3y times 9. So I'm sorry about that. So transpose the 10y to the other side, waving this one to this other side. You will get 27y plus 10y, which will give us 37y. Then you've got plus 10, which is what they have here. 37y is equal to that. Yeah, this was a bit of a tricky question. One of those level 4 questions that you get, but again, you just write these rules, you get marks for writing the conditions. Get the mark for that. You get the mark for writing. If you don't know what to do, just write these conditions, and then they will lead you to an answer. Sometimes quicker, sometimes you might need to do extra steps, just like here, you have to do some thinking and manipulations to prove this. And then these are activities. As always, only get to learn maths by doing it. First step is watching the videos, being taught, but then the next step, the most important one, is that now you sit down with your maths and then attempt the questions. You can pause the video here and then try out these questions. They are all from past papers, and they just cover what we have been doing here. Yeah, so you can just pause the video and then attempt these questions, and then all the best. If you see the first question, you're given this in a wordy way, like they gave you like a story sort of, so you have to read this and extract the important information, but it's the same process. All the best with these activities, and then in the next video you will start looking at 3 diagrams.